Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Papaw's place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. You never know what you may learn, and also you may learn what not to do watching me. But today, I don't know if y'all seen a couple videos back, I got my boat motor out. It hadn't been cranked about 4 weeks. I put it on the air muffs, I call it. Crunk it up. Got it started and running, but something just didn't seem right. So in that video I showed y'all how to take the thermostat out and how to check it in hot water and stuff. But at the end of the video it just wasn't running right. It would idle good, but when I revved it up I knew something just wasn't right. Well, I couldn't wait on the grandkids to go take it to the lake, and I'm glad I didn't, because when I got to the lake today, at the end of that other video, I told y'all, just cause the motor would crank, I don't care if it's fuel injection or carburetor, just cause it'll crank and idle. Yeah, that's doing it good, keeping stuff lubricated, but that don't mean it'll run under load, and that's exactly what happened to this motor. I got to the lake today, and every time you try to take off, and it done that before, and I kept fooling with it, gassing it, fooling with it, gassing it with fresh gas and stuff, and it broke loose. But this time I fooled with it and fooled with it and fooled with it, and I let it sit there and run. Wouldn't break loose, guys, so now we've been out to pull the injectors and clean them. So that's what the task is for today. This here's a 2017 Tahotsu 40 horsepower, and pretty much 50 horsepower. It's the same engine. And I've never actually done this before, but I think we can get it done. And like I said, if you don't learn what to do, you can learn the mistakes what not to do. So we finna get over here, and I'm gonna get y'all over here where y'all can see. And see what we can get going on here. Now y'all can see this motor's a 2017, and the boat's dusty as all get out, sitting under the shed. But the motor ain't had but about 6 of them 6-gallon tanks run through it. But right here's your fuel rail. And right here's your 3 fuel injectors. So we're going to be trying to remove them injectors. And then I think I got a little Papaw brilliant idea that a Indian fella told me about, that we might can rig us something up to do some injection cleaning. There's your fuel pump. I unplugged it, it's pumping strong, plus you can do pressure tests right here. I didn't actually put it on a gauge, but you can push that little needle right there when it's running, and it might squirt out now if I turn the key on. Let me see, we gotta relieve the pressure anyway. So I'm gonna disconnect the gas line from the engine. We're gonna turn the key on, and I'm gonna push it. Yeah, gas is getting everywhere, I know. But that ain't how I'm finna do it. That's how you relieve the pressure, but I'm finna do something else right here. To keep from making so much of a mess, I'm gonna relieve the fuel line from the pump, which that ain't the pressure now. This still, we gotta relieve the pressure. But I'm still undoing my line from the front and back of the fuel pump. Then we're gonna see if we can relieve the rest of the pressure. I just have to wash the gas off later. It'll evaporate hot as it is out here today. Alright, y'all see when I relieved that line from that fuel pump on the back side, that pretty much relieved the pressure, but you want to always push that little, it's like a valve on a airing up a tire, push it and make sure you ain't got no pressure on that fuel rail. But I've done a double dose here just to be more safe. gonna take some old rags here and I'm gonna stick down in there and soak some of that gas up. Just to be a little safer. See, y'all thought it was going on the ground. It wasn't going on the ground, it's going down here in the bottom of this cowling of this engine. We got the biggest part up, it'll evaporate here in just a second. Now, just for me, I'm gonna go and plug this side of the line back up. Just so I won't drop nothing in that line the way it was laying. Now we finna take us a number 10, I think it is. I'm gonna remove these two bolts right here. We got our electrical clips. I gotta clean my glasses and make sure I unclip these right and not break them. Alright guys, so after cleaning my glasses, putting 2 pair on, getting a flashlight, and wasting 30 minutes, I finally figured out when that clips on there like that, you push in right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you push in right there and it opens the back up. Just like this right there. So these are pretty simple compared to a lot of crap they put on these clips nowadays. Now we're going to undo these two number 10 bolts. That would be 10 millimeters I'm talking about. I'll lay these bolts right up here on the back of the boat where they'll fall off and I'll lose them. Have to hunt for them for 2 hours. Now we're going to ease out on that, and y'all see when your injectors come out, it's got these little rubber O-rings right here on the back of them. Now I'm going to have to get my light and my 2 pair of glasses. See if I can figure out how. I thought they just stuck in there. Oh, come on, Eddie, quit dropping everything. These injectors, yep, they just stuck in there with a little rubber O-ring on that end. Now, guys, what we finna do, I'm finna go see if I can rig up me something. Because in order to clean an injector, you got to have to shoot some fire to it. Hey, I wonder if I can do it right here on the boat. I might be able to plug it in right there one at a time. And I'm finna show y'all how I'm finna rig up some injector cleaner. I'm gonna take these little rubber O-rings right here off so I won't lose them. And we're gonna do this one at a time. Here we are. We're gonna see if we can turn the key on while I got some pressure with cleaner on here and spray. And not have to rig up a way to shoot power to it. But if I remember right, it's got to have so much pressure on this. Oh, got shot fuel out there, so the fuel pump's gonna come on when I do that. Let's see. If I undo this line right here again, once it pumps that fuel out, it shouldn't be no fuel for it to pump out right here, right? We're gonna see. So y'all may learn what not to do by watching. Okay guys, are y'all ready for this? Now while I went to get my little contraption rigged up, I thought about it, what I said. We can't have this injector hooked to the wire on the motor because it ain't sending a steady pulse. So what I did, I got a 12 volt battery right here. That's out of one of my grandchildren's little ride-on toys that hit the caboose, and I saved the battery. And it's got a fuse in it. I pulled out the other injector real quick, but what would work better if I had the plug, like on the motor, to plug on to here, but I didn't. So what I come up with, I took 2 little alligator clips and I put a piece of black tape on the back of them where they couldn't touch each other, and stuck them down there and got them clipped on them two little pegs. Y'all see what I'm talking about? So this right here is a valve stem, just like goes in a rim on a tubeless tire. You take the valve core out, you got the little cap, and you drill a hole through it, and you put your tube through there that goes to your carburetor cleaner, injector cleaner. Actually, I'm using brake cleaner. To me, it ain't gonna do nothing but clean it. And then I super glued that in there. You can put glue inside the cap, glue around the outside, screw that on there, and that's glued. But to use this, you're gonna slide, take your rubber off. Remember to take your rubbers off the injector. And it's gonna have pressure on it, so you're gonna have to hold this. And I got my negative wire stuck there where I can use this one to activate it. Now when I activate it, it's gonna make my light click on, and I'm gonna have to mash this, but I'm gonna have to hold this. If I don't, it'll blow the injector out because it's got a lot of pressure. All right, I got, uh-oh, see, that time it blowed it out on me. But it will work. It'd work better if I had somebody that could touch this for me so I could work this with two hands. But I'm gonna try to get this pushed back, hold it on there. Where did my wire go that I need to touch? I dropped it. There it is. Alright, y'all ready? See it? Look at there. Now I'm cleaning my injectors. And that's how I'm gonna clean them. I'm gonna say that is clean enough. Like I said, this would be better if I had two people let me hold this on there and somebody touch it. Now I'm gonna undo this right here. And hopefully that cleaned all them little, clean that injector. Now we're gonna stick this one back on there and go for the second one. When you put them back on, don't forget to put your rubbers back on. So put the rubbers back on, the right rubber on which spot it come from. Stick that injector in there. And that one's ready to go back on. Now I'm gonna do the top one the same way I just showed y'all to do that one, and I'm gonna do the bottom one. And then I'll get back with y'all and we'll put this back together. Alright, number 2's done. Again, make sure you get the right O-ring, because there's two different style O-rings. Now we're moving on to the third one. Gotta be careful, make sure these don't touch. That's why I'm using black tape on the back side of that alligator clip. This would be so much better if I had a male tag in clip just like on the motor. Uh-oh, that one blew off on me. I couldn't hold on to it and push down good enough. This ain't the best way, but this is the shade tree mechanic way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my tape done come off. Tape come off. I'm glad I didn't hit the wire, but it didn't blow my fuse. I can test it with this test light right there. That's why I used that test light. See if we can do this one more time. This is the only one I got to do. Oh yeah. You see, guys? Got to be pressurized in order for it to do this. Looks like a pretty strong spray to me. Alright guys, now we're going to go back together with it. Like I said, make sure your O-rings is in the right spot where they come off at. Because one on one end is different from one on the other end. Also, I don't know if I showed it, why I had them out. I hooked my fuel lines back up and I pumped fuel through that and turned this upside down and flushed that bar out good with fresh gas that I put in my tank today. Now we're going to hook our clips back up. You got to have them, which ain't long enough to reach a different spot, but if some reason your wires is long, you got to make sure these is hooked right back where they came from, or you will not run. So now we're finna see if I can stretch the water hose over here. I moved the boat over to the water hose and see if she cranks up and runs a little smoother. Okay guys, so I got her pulled around here, got the water muffs hooked up. And this morning when I emptied my tank, put me 6 gallons of fresh non-ethanol gas. I stopped by the parts house. I didn't know Seafoam had come out with this Marine Pro made for outboard engines. Back when I bought that motor, they told me don't put any of that stuff in there that they made back then. It had O-rings and stuff that it would eat up. So I never put it. Now I'd put fuel treatment in the gas. But this here, I know Seafoam, that was some good stuff. And actually I went in there gonna get Seafoam and put in there this morning, and that guy told me they had this. So if y'all have ever used this Marine Pro, let me know in the comments. But I'm gonna crank this motor, I'm gonna let it sit here and run and get this circulated through the gas, and then maybe this afternoon or tomorrow I'm gonna take it back to the lake. When I first turned it over, it took a little bit to get the gas all back through, so it ought to crank up fine now. more thing I'm gonna do before I take it to the lake. I'm gonna pull the plugs and look at them and check the gaps on the plugs. Okay guys, I think we got it after everything I've done. I think it may have been a little combination of everything, but I just pulled the plugs and my plugs were set on 0.30. When I really got the book on this motor, it said 0.30 to 0.35. If one of mine was on, I don't even think it was on 0.30, I think it was on like 0.29. Plus I have to let it sit here and run. I know I had the camera off, but I let it sit here and run. Keep this poop on through there, this fresh gas. We're gonna rev it up. I think it's ready to go to the lake now. I got confidence now, but now it sounds like it did before. Guys, glad y'all dropped in. I hope something y'all seen me help y'all out, or something I did that helped y'all out not to do. I don't know, but anyway, I make these videos. Sometimes I watch people's videos and I see stuff that I learn from them, and I see things to learn not to do. But I appreciate y'all. If you ain't ever subscribed, please reach down and hit that subscribe button. Don't cost you a thing. Help me grow the YouTube channel. Watch a lot of my videos. Even if you don't like what's going on, just punch on the little play while you out there mowing the yard. That's the best way you can help me out. Guys, I appreciate y'all. You have a great day and a blessed week. God bless.